Hello friends. In Java programming, we have been learning a lot of things. Initially, we thought we saw the variables and operators and syntax of Java. Now we are learning methods. So in the last session, we saw the declaration of a method and some examples of methods and what methods do in Java related to objects, etc. Now we will learn more about methods. So we have to learn following things about method operations. So one is method calling. So you call a method from within a class or from another class. So it depends on your program, like how you have structured your program, and if a method needs to be called from outside the class, and then how it should be called. Then method overloading. So method overloading is essentially you have uh, one method name with different signatures, and depending on the situation and need, you will call the same method with a different signature so that you get a different result. For example, say you have uh, design a program where you have one method which takes one parameter, okay, and there is another method which has two parameters, and then there is a third method which has three parameters. The name of these methods are the same, but the number of parameters are different. Okay, so depending on your need, like you want to do a very precise calculation or a very rough calculation, so you can call the different method signatures and you can get your result. Okay, so this is how overloading works. And then method overriding is something like you want to override some value which you have defined previously. So essentially, this method overriding work across a class. Means you define, say, a parent class, and it has a method. Say you want to set the age of say father in the method class, in the method in the parent class, and then you have a child class, and you want to set the age of the child here. So the age method may be doing something different in the parent class, and you want to change the behavior of that method in the child class. So in this case, you will set the age of the child, not the father, in the child class. So essentially, you are overriding the behavior of a method in the child class. Okay, so this is how method overriding works. So that means you define something in one class. You define a method with some computation or some behavior in one class, and then you change that behavior in another class which has a relation with the parent class, or even if it does not have any relation, still you can do overriding. Okay, and then we need to see the getter setter method. So getter setter methods are essentially you want to have some class variables. You have defined some class variables, and you need to use those class variables very safely. So what it means is, by safely, is that you can define those class variables as private, and still you are able to get the values uh, stored in those variables, or you want to set the values in those variables. So for this purpose, Java has defined the getter and setter methods. In some other programming languages, the structure may be different. Like for example, in C sharp, you don't have the getter setter methods. In the in C sharp, there is a single method which does both, but the both like getting or setting value of a variable. But in Java, you have separate methods to get the value of a variable or to set the value of a variable. And definitely, this is a better way of doing things because in a previous session we saw that uh, the any class variable if defined public is dangerous because if it is public then it is visible anywhere in your program, and by mistakes the value of this variable can be changed from anywhere in your program, and that is really dangerous because they no control at all in such a scenario. So you need to have some control, and this is done by declaring the class variable as private, and then define the getter and setter method so that you you can still see the value stored in a variable, or you can still change the value stored in a class variable. Okay, so let us see today the method calling and getter setter methods, and in a later session we will see overloading overriding. Okay, so let us go to Eclipse. So here I have defined a class, and I have uh, defined in the class I have defined one uh, static integer uh, method called, and there what I am doing is I have defined a variable y, and I am multiplying 2 to the parameter for this method, and then I am returning the value of y from this method. Okay, and then in another method what I will do is uh, I will call the method with the parameter. So in the parameter I am giving it a value of 2. Okay, and then since it is returning a value, so this value I am storing in this variable z of int type. Okay, and then I am printing the value of this value z. So you can see that here there is one method, and I am calling that method. So you can also see that I have defined this method as a returning type. So it will be returning a value of integer type, and it takes a parameter of integer type. So when you call this method, so you need to be sure that uh, whatever value it is returning, it is of integer type. So the value return value you want to store somewhere, so that should be of integer type. Otherwise, the compiler will give you an error. And similarly, the parameter you should be sure that what parameter value you are giving, it should be integer type, and there is one parameter, so you should give just one value. Okay, so this is how it works. So when you run it, the value of z, you can see what should be the value of z, because uh, we are giving a value of 2 to the parameter. So what it is doing is in this method it multiplies this parameter with by 2. So the parameter value is 2 and multiplied by 2, so it should be returning a value of 4. Okay, so this is what you will get here. Okay, let us run it. So it is returning a value of 4. Okay, so this is how you can call a method from another method. So here what I have done is I have called this method from the same class. You can call this method from another class as well, because I have defined it as public, so it can be called from any other class as well. Okay, so we can see this calling of method from another class uh, in our next exercise, which is for getter and setter method. So we will get and set values for private variables. Okay, so here I have defined a class get underscore set. Okay, and then inside this class, what I have done is I have defined a string class variable is name, which is of string type, and it is private. You can see it is private. So this class variable is private and it cannot be accessed from anywhere, from even from any other class, because it is private, and it can be accessed only through some uh, getter setter methods, which we will define later. Okay, and then again I have uh, one more class variable private, id num, and then age. Okay, and then I have defined this get method get age, and what I am returning is age. So this you can see this variable age here, it is private, but you can get the value of this private variable by using this method, this getter method. So get age and return age. Okay, so this name could be anything, but it should be similar to what it is returning, so that the user of this method from another class should have not much problem in using this get method. Okay, okay. Then similarly, I want to get the name. So here I have defined this getter method get name, and it is returning name. Similarly, get ID number. Okay, and then I am returning ID number. Okay, then after this, we also want to have the setter method. So say, using the setter method, you can set the value of these class variables which are of private. So only through this set method you should be able to set the value of any variable, any private variable. Okay, so and here these methods do not return any value, they only set the value. So that is why the keyword here modifier is void. You can also see these getter and setter methods are declared public, so that they can be accessed from any other class. If they are private, then they cannot be accessed from outside this class. Okay, so that is why they are public. And here this setter method takes a parameter. So this parameter should be similar to the uh, say to what you have defined in your getter method. So here you can see this get age, right? So this is the getter method. So this should be very similar to the getter method. Okay, similar. So what I am saying here is take a parameter new age of integer type, and this this parameter should be assigned to the private variable class variable age. Okay, and then similarly I have defined the other setter methods. Okay, so I have defined all these things in this class get underscore set, and then I can get and set these values from any other class, okay, by calling these getter setter methods from this class. Okay, so I have defined this class getter and underscore setter, and what I am doing is I am creating a instance variable from this class. Okay, so the syntax for creating instance variable is you create a instance variable. Here I have defined this sort underscore got underscore sort, and this should be of type class. Okay, so this class I have defined get set. Okay, which we already created, and then there is a new word, new keyword here. When you define an instance variable, you need to use new keyword. So we saw in the variable session that the instance variables are used for objects, right? And I told at that time that we will learn about them later when we deal with objects. So essentially here we are creating an object from the class which we have defined get underscore set. So we are creating one object from this class, and this class should be of the class type get underscore set, and this object name is got underscore sort. And uh, by using the new keyword and then getting this class name, I am creating a an object. Okay, now in this object you can get you can see many things which are defined in the class. So like the uh, we define the set age, right, which is the setter method. And so what I do is I type got underscore sort, and now if I put a, full stop, you can see the public methods which are defined there, all of them. You won't see the private things like I have age, which is private. You won't see here. It is not visible because I want to see it from another class. Mm, okay, so you won't see. What you see is whatever is public. So get age is public, get ID number is public, get name is public, and there are some other methods to do some other kind of uh, other kind of computations not related directly the to these methods which we are doing right now. Okay, so what I have done is this I want to access this set age. Okay, and the syntax is this public setter method. We should take one parameter, and I'm providing a value of 20 to the age. So here what we have we defined set age here, right? So I am giving a value of 20 here. So the age, this private class variable age will have this value 20. You got my point? Okay, and then when I print, what I will do is next I have set the age by using the setter method, and now I want to get the age of age by using this get age getter method. Okay, so similarly when I put here I put a full stop, I can see this get age, right, because it is public. So now we have set the age here, and now we want to get the age, and when you print the values, it will show you the value of age. Okay, so let us save this file. Now if I run, Okay, so it is returning the value of 20, right? So in the same class, we we set the value of a class variable, and then we get the value of the class variable. These things can be done from any class, like not in the same class. Like I can set the age in one class, and then I want to fetch or get the age from another class. So once that value has been defined for private class variable using the get set method in one class, now it is available, and you can get that value stored in that private variable from anywhere. Okay, so this is how these getter and setter methods work, and they are a very good example of how Java helps in making any software program secure, because we are not using any public variable, we are using private class variables. So it is nobody can change the values directly in that class for those variables. Okay. So in the next session, we will see the overloading and overriding of methods. Okay. So thanks for your time, and bye for now.